the word you hear that cleanses your mind. When your mind has been cleansed, your life is holy. If you are not taught who Christ is, you cannot live an effective Christian life. There is no other honor greater than that of sonship. Worldliness is the trap that enslaves men to the devil. Relationship with God is a gift. Fellowship is a choice. The true expression of divine love is forgiveness to others. What you pursue is an expression of what you desire. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. We're going to take King James Version and NIV and Good News Translation. In fact, 4 versions: King James, New King James, NIV, and Good News. Okay, can we read? There had no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Such as is what? But God is faithful. God is what? Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape. A way to what? A way to what? So that you may be able to bear it. To do what? To bear. Notice the word to bear. Okay, let's take another. Okay, New King James now. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape. The way of that what may happen. Begin to notice to bear. So you have to bear it. All right. No temptation has seized you except what is common to man. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can stand up under it. You can stand up under it. New Living Translation. The temptation in your life are not different from what others experience. And God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can. We keep saying endure, endure, endure. Not a way out so you can go. So you can endure. Another version call it the way of escape. We are talking on the way of escape. Great grace. Hallelujah. Amen. Nothing creates frustration in our pursuit of God like the misunderstanding of the operations of God. In other words, when we don't know the way God, when we misunderstand the way God operates, we will often be frustrated though we are following Him. There is no way a man can actually follow God in the absence of the knowledge of the way God operates. When you don't know the way He operates, you discover your Christianity is full of frustration, and you ask yourself, am I truly a child of God? Am I truly a Christian? If I am a Christian, why is this happening to me? Those are the mistakes that we want to correct today. If I'm a Christian, how can this happen to me? If I'm a Christian, how can I be? I will show you something today. So, it's very important you understand. If you are finding a kind of frustration in your life, it is a sign that you have misunderstood the way God operates. So, you are expecting what God has not promised, and God will not give you what He has not promised. Are you with me? That is why Apostle Paul says, no temptation has overtaken you except that which is common to man. He said, but God is faithful. Child of God, every temptation and trial is an opportunity to demonstrate your trust in God's faithfulness. All of us can claim that we believe that God is faithful. That confession is contested or tested in the midst of a trial. So we can only actually acknowledge his faithfulness in times of testing. No temptation has overtaken you except that which is common to man. But God is faithful. Marakigoha. But God is faithful. He will not let you to be tempted. Why? Because he is faithful. Not because you don't deserve it, because he is faithful. So it is the faithfulness of God that constrains him to show you mercy in the midst of your trial, even when you don't deserve it. Even when you do things that merit death, because God is faithful to his word, not to you, he will still show you mercy. So when I am in a time of trial, I should understand that what sustains me in trial is my knowledge that God is faithful. That God is faithful and will not allow you to die on a sick bed. God is faithful. People who don't understand that, they can enter a trial and it kills them. Some people die in what they were never supposed to die in because they didn't understand that God is faithful. Are you following me here? So the greatest way to be sustained in times of trial is to constantly acknowledge the faithfulness of God by confession and by obedience. That when things get hard and it seems as if everything is being destroyed, what do you tell yourself? Not I am faithful. Because a time comes where you know you are unfaithful. You know that you have not prayed. You know. I mean, you know that you are not up to the task. If God were to weigh you by your faithfulness, you have failed. So you can't stand on your own faithfulness. You say, Lord, I am unfaithful, but you are faithful. Many people, they find it hard to come out of trials and temptation because they rely on their faithfulness, not on God's faithfulness. So they start saying, how can this thing happen to me with all I've been doing? You are tempting God. They are righteous in their eyes. I don't look for trouble to people. I help the church, I help the orphans, I help the poor. How can this happen to you? What have I really done? You are trying to say that you are faithful and God is unfaithful. You are trying to say that because God has permitted that thing to happen to you, God, you are more faithful than God. That is why most people end there. You must get this first king now. When you get in such circumstances, what will sustain you is your acknowledgement that God, Lord, you are faithful. Lord, you are faithful. Why is this happening to me? That's the question that has made many people die in the midst of trial. I don't deserve this thing. Do you know what you deserve? Do you know what you merit? God does not respond to your prayer because of your good works. God responds to your prayers because of his goodness. I'd like you to understand that if you must approach God, you must approach him based on your knowledge of his faithfulness. Faith is acknowledging who God is to you and who you are because of him. Not who you are because of your works. Not who you are because of your gift. Who you are because of him. Are you listening to me here? So that is faith. Faith is acknowledging who God is to you and who you are because of him. So when you stand before God, please stop saying what you have done. What you have done is a filthy rag. He said, for your righteousness is a dirty rag before him. When you come and start telling God, I gave, what did you give that didn't come from him? What do you have that God did not give you? If God were to show you the mistakes you make every day, you will condemn yourself. You will be surprised that with all what you have done, he's still relating to you. Why? God is faithful. It says no temptation has overtaken you. Child of God, it means trials will come. Trials will come. There is nothing we can do about that. You cannot pray against it. Trials will come. So the problem is not the trial. The trouble is the way of escape. He said, for with the trial, with the temptation, God will provide a way of escape. There is a way out of what you are going through now. The issue that you are not seeing it because you have been blinded by the pain. You have been blinded by bitterness. You have been blinded by fear. You have been blinded by worries. So you don't see how you will come out because you are depending on yourself, and you will stay there till you learn to depend on him. There is a way out. No matter the predicament, the affliction and the oppression that a man is subjected to, the faithfulness of God constrains God to provide a way of escape. So the fact that you are in a trouble now, it means you entered. If there's a way to enter, there is a way to come out. So never think that it's the end. It is not the end. It can only be the end if you choose that is the end. Are you listening to me here? Friends, bad things happen to good people. It's not what you plan to, it happened to you. Not what you wanted, it happened to you. It happens. You even pray, bad things happen to you, you don't understand. Those who don't pray, it seems as if bad things don't happen to them. No, that is what you think. He said, no temptation has taken you except which is common to man. It means every man has a trial common to him that you don't know. The fact that people don't advertise their own persecution does not mean they are not persecuted. The fact that you're the one telling us does not mean we don't also have our own also. Get it clear. Are you following me here? He said, but God provides a way of escape. There is a way of escape. Friends, I'm going to show you some things this evening. The first thing I want to establish here: Christianity is not a means to escape the troubles of this world. It is not because you are a Christian that you will not have trouble. Just understand that. That's the first thing. And I'm going to show you some scriptures for that. If you study John chapter 11 from verse 1 to 4, they said Jesus, the one whom you love is sick. The one whom you... So God loved him, but he was sick. Lazarus. So the love of God does not... It may not exempt you from going through trials, but it will sustain you in the season of trial. God's love may not exempt. It means it may not stop you. So stop thinking. Remember, I began with wrong thinking. Is this wrong thinking in the church that make people get frustrated? They thought that they cannot be attacked. Now they are attacked. They are not surprised. They thought all the thing of thinking. Was your thinking right? Many people think if you are a child of God, they cannot sleep with you in your dream. The day now they will not sleep with you. You will be frustrated. How did this happen? If you're a child of God, you cannot be poor. If you're a child of God, it can happen. It can. Don't say it can happen. Say it will not happen. It can happen, but it will not, because God is protecting you. Anything can happen in this world. The right thing is saying is it will not it cannot, because it can happen, but it will not happen because you trust in God. So there are certain things that we go through. So stop thinking that because you are a child of God, you will not be. No, you will be tried, you will be tempted. There is no way you can examine yourself. The Bible says, in fact, show me Hebrews 5 verse 8. Let me show you something there. In Cabradigos, Brahashia Brando Pletias. Listen to that. Speaking about Christ. Though, can you read to me? Though he was a son, yet he learned obedience by the things which he suffered. He's talking about Christ. He said, though he was a son, it means the position of sonship in God does not exempt a man from the trials of this world. Though he was a son, he learned obedience by the things he suffered. Begin to focus. He learned obedience not by the Holy Spirit, by the things he suffered. And that's very strange. God is a mighty God. Amen. Why is it that God had to subject his own son to a painful and shameful death on the cross? Why could God not just wave his hands and say, well, be saved? Jesus went through so much pain that he cried, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Child of God, there is no way you can escape the cross. At every point of a Christian's life, there comes a time that because of what you are going through, you begin to doubt if God is with you. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? Has God forsaken him? No. But that is the feeling you have in that time. You feel like you are not a child of God. You feel like maybe you should confess Christ again. You feel like there are some sins in your life that God has not forgiven. You feel like God is angry with you. You feel like God hates you. You feel like God is unfair to you. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Lord, how can I serve you and pray and I fail my exam? Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Lord, I trusted in you. I gave my all to you. Yet, I don't even have a place to stay. I have nothing to do. Am I really a child of God? Doubt enters your heart. Friend, if you don't identify yourself with the shame of his crucifixion, he will not identify himself with you in the glory of his resurrection. There is a shame in crucifixion that in church we are trying to run. There is a time where you can go through pain. I want to start a matter, but the issue is there is a way of escape, so you will not stay there forever. If you don't identify yourself with the shame of the crucifixion of Christ, he will not identify himself with you in the glory of his resurrection. If you must enjoy the glory of the resurrection, you must accept the shame of the crucifixion, because there is shame there. Listen to me, there are times when something will happen, you will pray, God will not act, nothing. Somebody will boast and insult you and tell you, I will finish you, and lie against you, and they sack you, and you will pray, God will not act. You don't get what I'm saying. You will pray, the witch will not die. Instead, she will increase in witchcraft and oppress you the more. It's like, what am I doing wrong? It's as if God is favoring the wicked over you. It's as if God, am I not your child? Though he was a son that is suffering. So suffering, being poor does not mean you are not a Christian. Being sick does not mean you don't have faith. All those things people say. The fact that somebody is sick today, that is why Christians are ashamed of their circumstance, because they think, I don't want to know that I'm sick. It means I don't have faith. Who told you that? Who told you that being sick means you don't have faith? Who told you that being poor means you don't have faith? Sometimes you feel like, after all that the prophet is preaching in this church, how can I still be sick? It means I don't have faith. That it doesn't mean so at all. No. They call that a trial of instead. You have faith because your faith is being tried. If you had no faith, you will not go through that. That was the Almighty Christ. He had done nothing, and he was going through pain. So much pain that he cried, Eloi, Eloi. Friend, he was discouraged. God, where are you? And everywhere was quiet. In fact, before that incident, he prayed in the garden. He so much prayed to his sweat came out as blood. What was the prayer point? Father, take this cup from me. For the first time, God did not answer. He prayed. He prayed. How did God answer? I would say, and an angel appeared and strengthened him. That is that. There are certain prayer points that God responds by the release of grace to you. Lord, change my husband. Nothing changed in him. God just gives you grace to bear. I just want to tell you the truth. God may not respond to the prayer by changing the circumstance, but he can respond by giving you grace to bear the circumstance. I want you to know that part, because we believe that we know prayer is one magic stick. Just pray. If there's a man to pray, there's a God to answer. Just pray. Friend, I have prayed and I'm still praying. There are things you pray, they don't change. There are things you pray, nothing happened. You just go and start taking your antiretroviral, small. Yeah, because you are prayed to be healed. It's still showing positive. Take your medicine, be drinking one. Take it fast before you go and die for foolishness, thinking it was faith. It was not faith. It was not faith. Show me 2 Corinthians 12, verse 8 to 9. Let us see that there. Listen to what Apostle Paul begins to say. He says, concerning the thing which I pleaded with the Lord. Now God gave him a thorn in the flesh. How many times did he pray? 3 times. Listen to answer, verse 9. Yeah, answer. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, more gladly I will rather boast in my infirmity, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. See, he had a problem in the flesh. He prayed. Now Apostle Paul prayed 3 times. Maybe one time prayer was 24 hours. God replied, my grace is sufficient. He came after 1 week. Lord, that matter now. God said, hey, my grace. 3 times. Then he understood. What was God telling him? This matter will not change, but I will give you grace to bear. Now this is the part we don't want to hear. Now some things will not change. Not everybody in church will be a millionaire. Very true. Some people will never be millionaires, but God will give them grace to live a life where they don't lack. Are you listening to me here? I'd like you to understand the gravity of what God is saying here. My grace is what? Is sufficient for you. So there is no prayer point you can pray that can hinder you from going through something that will build your faith. Let us see James chapter 1 verse 2 to 4. James chapter 1 2 to 4. Read that there. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. He said count it joy. Knowing that the testing of your faith, look here, produces patience. Verse 4. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. You begin to watch. He's saying that every trial has a purpose. Character. He said let patience have his work, so you will go through it. And Jesus learned obedience. Child of God, one thing that prolongs a season of pain is the ignorance of the lesson to be learned. You will keep repeating the class till you pass exam. The teacher does not hate you. You are not meeting the requirement for promotion. No matter the kind of scholarship, no scholarship cover examination. Scholarship is only for school fees. You will still write the exam. In other words, the grace of Christ may have paid your fees, but it has not given you exam. You will write it. Many are called. Why were few chosen? Where did the others fail? Are you with me, a child of God? So we see something there. We keep seeing the same thing repeated, that you may be able to endure, that you may endure, that you may endure, that you may endure. So I'm beginning something that's not about enduring. One of the things which is lacking today in Christians is strength. We want to be rich, we want power, but we don't know strength. Strength, ability to bear, ability to endure. People have power, but they lack strength. It is strength that sustains you in the time of trial, so that you will not deny God in the midst of pain. There are many of us that have power, but we lack strength. So much power. Can heal the sick, can raise the dead. But when little problem comes, I'm not sure that this Christianity, I'm not sure, no strength. What a man can endure is a function of the amount of strength operating in him. I can do all things through Christ that gives me power. No, through Christ that strengthens me. There is a difference between ability and capacity. Ability is what you can do. Capacity is what you can bear, what you can carry. Strength. He said, my grace is sufficient. Why? For I will give you strength. Lord, what about God? There's a reason why you are going through it. There's a purpose. So I begin to see something from the scriptures, and I want to understand this. That men go through various things. But let me tell you something today. Pain is more than a feeling. Pain, much more, is a season. I'd like you to focus on this. Many people think that pain is a feeling. No, pain is a season. Now this is hard. I will break it down. Until you get this point, you never understand what God is saying. You are too focused on yourself because you think that pain is a feeling. You think that pain is the way you feel. No, pain is not. Pain is more than the way you feel. Is just a result of the season. If you are in dry season, there will be dust. So dry season brings what? There is nothing you can do about the dust. If you clean your house, there will still be dust tomorrow. Why? Because there is a season. So until you handle the season, you cannot change the feeling. But many people are focused on the feeling. I'll talk about that instead of being focused on the season. Now, the first thing you must understand, when you go through problems, you must always seek to know the purpose and not the reason. The reason means, what have I done to go through this? The purpose is, why is God permitting this to happen? So the reason is thinking what you have done that this trouble has happened. But the purpose is what will happen to you after this trouble has happened. God checks purpose, Satan checks reason. Bible says, and the Lord shut the womb of Hannah, and the Lord, not Satan, the Lord. What did she do? Nothing. But what was the purpose? So that he can preserve her womb so Samuel can come. So God checks purpose. Most often, nothing creates, nothing makes bitterness to grow in your heart and makes you offended with God like checking the reason for your trial. Because but now wait, I don't do. If you start talking like that, you get offended with God. Why? Wait, I don't do. For medical problem, wait, I don't do. Wait, I don't do. Wait, I don't do. No. A Christian should be checking. Why has God permitted this? What is God trying to show me? Why did Jesus cry and God did not deliver him from the cross? Why? The next you now see Philippians chapter 2. He said God raised him and gave him the name above every name when he humbled himself to death. So God was saying, I am allowing you to die on the cross because I want to lift you up. So because God knows the future, God permits certain things to happen in the present. So purpose is future, reason is past. So the devil always comes with reasons. When you go through a time of pain, the devil begins to make you think, after all you have done, how can God treat you like this? There are many who are no longer coming to church because they had a kind of expectation from God. They thought that by now God should have given them 50 million. They thought that by now they should have been married. They thought that by now they should have had a child. But they are surprised that 10 years later they are still in the same trouble they came with. So, I feel like, God, I've been praying now, I've been fasting now. That's your mistake. Stop checking what you have done. Stop checking the reason. Because I remember what I said, sometimes problem come when you have done nothing. If you're always checking for reason, you'll be angry with God. You feel like God is unfair to you. God, you are cheating me. I've done nothing for this. That is how anger and bitterness grow. You will get offended with the church. You will get offended with the pastor. You will get offended with God. You get offended with everything concerning him. Like, I don't want to live my life now. I don't tired it in there. Why? Because you don't understand that when you enter a temptation and a trial, don't check for reason, check for purpose. Why has God permitted this? Not what have I done that I should have this. Let me show you this. Show me Psalm 66 verse 10 to 12. Let me show you purpose. Purpose. Why will God permit something? I will show you how to check purpose in things. See that? Read. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. Who? You brought us into the net. Who? You laid affliction on our back. Who? You have caused men to ride over our head. Who? We went through fire and through water, but you have brought us out to reach fulfillment. Another verse say a wealthy place. So watch. So listen to me. Look at the here. When you are going through the pain, Satan wants you to focus on the circumstance of the pain. God wants you to focus on the purpose of the pain. If you must turn your pain into gain, you must focus on the purpose of the pain and not the circumstance of the pain. We are going through fire, but where are we going to? That's the point. I am going through shame, but where am I going to? So if you say I am going through shame, so what is the destination? Is the destination shame? That's the point. So it's not about what I'm going through, it's about where I'm going to. But people who focus on where they are, what they are going through, it creates anger. You will stop praying. I'm telling you, you feel like I need to pray again. Every day you pray, every day you pray, not in nature, I need to pray. Why? Because you are focused on what you are going through. You are focused on what you are going through. God says no. If you must turn your pain into gain, you must focus on where you are going to and not what you are going through. Every pain has a purpose. You listen to me? I ask myself questions. Merciful God, you allow women to this thing of I deliver like a Hebrew woman, I like those confessions. But women deliver in pain. Pain. I don't want to have pain. Oh, don't you know that pain is one of the highest, in fact, one of the greatest catalysts for change? One of the greatest things that provoke change is pain. When something pain you, you will take decision. Pain. Because pain, oh God, I wish somebody was hearing me here. So we go through various things, but God says, hey, don't focus on the purpose. Examination is not because teacher hates students. Don't you enter examination, the question is very hard. No, that question is very hard, so that when you pass with a very good grade, your certificate has value. Don't focus on the circumstance. Don't focus on what you are going through. Focus on where you are going to. So many of us are blinded. And this is what I want to say now. When the devil wants to hinder you from escaping a moment of pain, he blinds you with bitterness, worry, and fear. You get so angry, you don't want to hear anything again. You get so bitter in your heart. There are people who have become bitter by reason of the things they have gone through so much they don't want to hear anything again. They feel like God did them wrong. People are angry with God. God, you did me wrong. You know why? Because we preach to them, pray and God will answer you. It depends how he will answer. Wrong expectations. Wrong expectations must lead to frustration. It took me through the water. But why didn't I drown in the water? Because I was looking where he was taking me to. It took me through the fire where some other died. Why will I not die there? Because my focus is not on the hotness of the fire, it's on the glory of the place. Where is he taking me to? Friend, God is not a fool. Everything God does has a purpose. Everything. Even what you call bad, let me say this to you, then can I say this? Evil and good is not defined by the content of something. It's defined by the source of it. In other words, if God gives you a child, it is good. If Satan gives you a child, it is evil. So evil or good is not defined by a gift. It's defined by what? The source. So evil of good is not defined by the content of a gift, it's defined by the source of the gift. In other words, if something which you call bad came from God, then there's good inside. Is it not God that allowed Jesus Christ to die? You can call it bad, but if it came from God, there is good. So learn to be checking source. Don't check just the content. There are some things that God will do in your life, I tell you, child of God, but when you will look at them, it's as if it's as if Satan is attacking you. It's not Satan an attack, it is God. It is God that is doing it. Bible says God said to Pharaoh, to Moses, go and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. And the same God said, I will harden Pharaoh's heart. Look at what God is doing. So every resistance that Moses received from Pharaoh was provoked by God, not by Satan. Bible says in Acts chapter 15 verse 5 and 6, it said Paul and Silas, they wanted to enter Asia to preach. The Holy Spirit stopped them. He hindered them, saying, you will not go this out. They will not give you visa. Who is it? It's not Satan, it's the Holy Spirit. You will not go. The devil hindered them from entering Asia. In other words, the devil the Holy Spirit made them not to have visa. You will not go. There are people who have been abroad and their life was good, and they lost their job, they lost their marriage, and they came back to their village. I saw something like that. But after 5 years, the man is one of the richest men in the city. When he came back with nothing, his father left him a little plot of farm. He began farming, and in that farm he found gold. Life changed. What am I trying to say? If God is the one orchestrating the events, though the beginning may not be good in your eyes, the end will be good. So we focus on what? Where am I going to? Not what I'm going through. Now listen to this. Listen to me. The devil has a reason, not a purpose. You get something? Because the devil he has no plan for your future. Okay, show me Job chapter 1. Let's see verse 9. Let's see what the devil and God discussed about Job. And I will show you something very powerful there. Verse 11, because of time. Listen to what the devil says. But now, stretch out your hand and touch all that Job has, and you will surely curse it to your face. Begin to watch. So the reason why the devil came to attack Job is because he wants Job to do what? To deny God. Begin to watch. So every trial and temptation is an attempt by Satan to discourage your faith in God and make you deny him. Follow me very well. Anytime you go through pain, what does Satan want to do? He wants you to be discouraged and do what? Because I don't tire. I don't tire for the good church. I don't tire. Discouragement often leads to denial. He said, God, you claim that, okay, let us attack what he has. Now, show me Job chapter 2. I want to show you something there. We'll take from verse 1 to 5. Listen to what Satan and God discussed. And I'll tell you something that God said. Listen to that. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now, this is the second time. Notice, the first time he came, he had destroyed all Job's kids, children, everything. Now, watch that. Listen to that. Go ahead, please. And the Lord said to Satan, from where do you come? Satan answered, go to verse 3. Okay, see God. Then the Lord said to Satan, Maria Kasha, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil, and still holds fast to his integrity, although you incited me against him to destroy him without what? It means he's saying that Job did nothing. Something happened to you where you never do anything. There was no reason why the child died. Without a cause. Satan came and killed the child for no cause, but there was a purpose. That's my problem. There was no cause, but there was what? A purpose. There may be no cause. Nothing you did caused your marriage to break, but there was a purpose why God permitted it. Now listen to verse 5. See what Satan says again. The same way he operates. So Satan said to him, skin for skin, yes, all that a man has he will give for his life. Verse 5. But stretch out your hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will surely curse you to your face. Notice, the first trial was a trial of possession. The second trial was a trial of life. He destroyed money, and then came to his health. But what was the reason for all these trials? That Job should do what? Now go to verse 7 and verse 8. His wife said, why are you still go show me that scripture? See what the wife said. Verse 8. Go to 9. Then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast to your integrity? Curse God and die. Now understand who is talking. It's not the wife, it's Satan. The Bible says, and Satan left from God. Don't forget that when Satan wanted to kill Job's children, he passed through lightning. Job thought it was lightning, Satan was behind. When he wanted to destroy the cattle of Job, he passed through enemies. He says some people came and attacked them and killed all the animals. They saw them as human beings, but behind they were stirred up by Satan. So the same way the devil walked through natural events to bring evil, he also came behind the wife of Job. It was not Job's wife that was talking, it was Satan. The same way that the devil spoke through Peter, Jesus laughed. He said, Satan, not Peter, Satan. Peter spoke and Jesus called him. He said, no, this is why Satan. He can speak through your husband, speak through your wife, speak through your children, speak through your best friend. Only a man who is sensitive to the Holy Spirit can discern the voice of the devil behind the words of men. You will know that this one is Satan talking, it's not God. Satan said that he has to use the voice of a person that Job loves. Remember, what was the challenge between Satan and God? What did God tell Job? God tell Satan. He said, look at Job. He is still holding to his integrity. Then Satan said, let me go and touch him, he will curse you. Now, was the wife of Job there? Look at the word she used. Are you still holding to your... How did she know that God said that? She was not the one talking. Satan was talking. Number 2, she said, curse God. She did not say pray. She didn't even say die. Why was it so important for Job to curse God? Why did he not just say, my husband, die you? What it means, it was not the wife that spoke, it was the devil. He said, hey Job, you have to curse God and die. Now watch what Satan says. Curse God and die. Deny God and I will possess you. Die. Death is of the devil, life is of God. The devil came to steal, to kill and to destroy, but Christ came that you may have life. So when the devil says deny God and die, in other words he was saying what? If you deny God because of the trials you go through, you will embrace death from me. Deny God and die. He was saying, you see this pain? Deny God. If that is a church, deny him. Curse God and die. My point was this. Why was it so important? Satan did not want Job to die. No, he wanted Job to deny God. You must deny him, because there is a law. He that denies me before men, I shall deny him before my Father in heaven. Mark 8:38. He who is ashamed of me. So the devil knows that if you refuse to identify yourself with God because of the pains you are going through, you have unconsciously identified yourself with him. Curse God and die. Now I want you to take that very seriously. You must be careful when you go through pains and problems, because all the devil is saying, curse God and die. The death may not be physical, but it will be a separation from God. It will be a separation from the Most High. You will be separated from God's presence. He will be present, but you will not feel him. Why? Curse God and this is where all of us will fail, and where we have to repent. Many of us have denied God because of what we went. There are two ways to deny God. Number 1, you can deny God by your words. In bracket, complain. Show me Numbers 21 verse 4 and 5. Complaints is denying God. Complain. Now read with me. Then they journeyed from Manoah by the way. He's speaking about the Israelites, by the way of the Red Sea, to go around the land of Edom. Now read. And the soul of the people became very, can you talk to me? Became what? Discouraged. Now next verse. See something. And the people spoke against God and against Moses. Why? They were discouraged. I say, since we left Egypt, we have not arrived at promised land. Now what kind of life this? So discouragement always leads to complaint. So the devil wanted Job to be discouraged in his faith. I said, why am I still praying? Let me just leave this thing. Why am I still fasting? There are people who no longer pray like they prayed before. They were committed to God. They are no longer committed. They ask themselves, why am I worrying myself? Curse God and die. The people were discouraged. So the first way to deny God is by your confession, by your words, in bracket, by complaint. Complain is acknowledging Satan and denying God. That's very dangerous. Every complaint is an acknowledgement of the works of Satan and a denial of the works of God. Christians, listen to me. Some of you think it's a joke. Complaint is more dangerous than you think. It's not just a talk. It will cost you much more than you think. Numbers 11 verse 1, it says, and the people complained and fire destroyed them. In this Numbers 21, it says, when they complained, God sent snakes to bite them. In Numbers 14 verse 27, they complained and God said, all of you will die. Why? Because when people complain, how is my life like this? Which kind of marriage is this? Which kind of complain? At one point of their life, the people said, in this same place, they said, we don't have anything to eat, only this useless manna. Food that was cooked in heaven, they call it useless. There is a dimension of pain a man can go through that can make him start despising the gift of God. Only this useless wife, these useless children, the very gift that God gave them, that was the reason why they had good health and life. They didn't know that it was manna they ate. Only this useless manna. Every day we are coming. What is this everyday service? This useless service. Why? Because they thought people only see use when something benefits their flesh. Blind people. They don't understand that life is spiritual before being manifested in the physical. So they are carnal, they are blinded, they are walking around with their head down, not with their head up. So they are looking down, they are looking at their feet, not up. So when they complain about everything, not knowing that every time you complain, you have denied God. I don't understand my life. I've been serving God for 10 years. I don't know what's really happening to me. I don't think you are denying God. Are you saying that you are more faithful than God? Friends, be careful. Don't allow the pains of a trial change your heart to something which you have never desired to be. There are people who were good they went through pain and they became evil. They were good though, but because of pain they felt like, why did you bother myself? And they helped no more again. I have helped many people and they lied against me. I will help nobody again. That the pain has changed them, and that's wrong. That is wrong. You must maintain your identity in Christ no matter what you go through. Why do we have this useless food? How dare you call a gift from God useless? How dare you call your marriage useless? How dare you call your children useless? The fact that something is not producing today does not mean it will not produce tomorrow. They called it useless. Why? They were discouraged. Friends, beware of discouragement. The lowest moment of a man when he is an easy prey for the devil is when he is discouraged. There are men that say, no, I cannot cheat on my wife. The day he gets discouraged, listen to me, the greatest time when Satan can tempt you and you fall is the time when you are discouraged. discouragement is terrible. That's why when God came to Joshua, he said, Joshua, don't be discouraged. There are certain things he told Joshua 3 times. He said, have I not commanded you? Don't be discouraged. Because Joshua, this thing I'm sending you to do, my son, there are certain things you see on the way. Don't be discouraged. On the way, some people will die. Don't be discouraged. On the way, some bad things will happen. Don't be. Do you think that? Have you read the Bible? Where do you go and read the story of Moses? You think he was smiling all the time? Do you know it means that Moses carried people from Egypt and people began dying on the road? That as a prophet and a leader, he saw himself responsible for the death of more than 1 million people because he carried them. You begin to ask himself, is it God that I truly heard? God said, no. Why did Moses not enter promised land? He was discouraged. He obeyed God, but at the end of the way, he said, what nonsense, and struck the rock. He was discouraged. Some of you are no longer praying. You know why? You are discouraged. Because you have prayed before, you didn't see result. So you tell yourself, why should I pray again? You are discouraged. You no longer fast. You no longer read the Bible. You are no longer committed to God. In fact, some people no longer see reason of being holy again. I have been holy. My friends who are sleeping with men, they are married. What is the reason? Discouragement. Discouragement is the greatest weapon in the hands of Satan, that he uses to turn the hearts of men from the Lord to the world. There are many of us in the church who they're no longer in church. They stayed with us for a while. No house rent. Prayed, house rent didn't come. It's not because they don't like God. They like God. They like God like we. They like God too. But when discouragement, that is why God said, be your brother's keeper. That's why in church we need one another. That's why in church you should not judge. Even when you see your Bible say, if you see your brother committing a sin, you say pray for him. You don't know what has happened before he committed that sin. It's easy to say, how can a church member be sleeping with a married man? Until you know what she's going through, you will talk less. Because we live in a critical time where we are judging men by their actions but not weighing their intentions. We don't know what they are going through. That is a human righteousness, not a divine righteousness. The second way you can deny God is by your works. Titus chapter 1 verse 16. He said, these men with their mouth, they claim to know God, but their works, they deny him. They do what? Deny him. Say, who is who? They live a life of disobedience. I want to say something here. Show me Titus 1:16. And this is very important. Works in bracket, obedience. They profess to know God, but by their works, they deny him. It's okay. Disobedient. Read again. That's it. That's the word even there. Being abominable, disobedient, and disqualified for every good work. Disobedient. So, by their works, in bracket what? Disobedience. Number one was words, in bracket confession. Now watch the child of God. Many of us can testify that some of us have fallen into some certain things. You know why? Because you stood for God. It's not easy for a woman to be 35, she's not married. As long as you have flesh, your flesh has need. Huh? So she fornicates. I'm not saying it's right. I cannot say that, of course. No. But what pushed her to fornicate? She knew that by serving God she will have a husband. By reason of waiting and not sin, she gets discouraged and does no longer feel committed to be holy. She sees again no reason to stand for God. So many people, when the devil wants to make you disobey God, he increases the pain of the affliction. Why are you still leave that in? You have been in church for long. Go and bribe and have your work that you are holy. What is holiness? Bribe. People are bribing. Are they bad? Bribe. You start seeing suggestions. Just look for one man, have your child. What is there? Is it the sin? Is it not God's special multiplier? What's the problem there? You'll be justifying it, not knowing that the devil is trapping you by our works. So some people, there are people who still claim to love God, but their lifestyle has changed. They have become disobedient in lifestyle by reason of what they have gone through. I listen to me here. So our point is this, and our point remains. How How do I come out of it? What is that way of escape? Let me show you. Show me Mark chapter 4, verse 37 to 39. I want to show you something very important. I walk closer now on the higher way through the darkest night. You hold my hand, light my. Oh, you counsel me and you comfort me, for my heart of hearts is bound to you. Though I walk through valleys low, I'll fear no evil. By the water still my soul, my heart will trust in you. Loko brashiga mandezia. All right, show me that scripture. Lead it with me. Well, from verse 36, Jesus said, let us go over to the other side. Who spoke? Let us go. Okay. On the same day, when evening had come, he said to them, let us go over. Who spoke? Who is speaking? Let us cross over to the other side. He said, Jesus, let's go. Verse 37. Read with me now. Now when they had left the multitude, they took him along in the boat as he was, and other little boats were with him. So there were many boats. 37. Read. And a great windstorm arose, and the wave beat into the boat, not into the boats. There were many boats, but the wave only broke in the boat where Jesus was. Yeah, so that it was already filling. Begin to watch. I want you to be very focused now. But he was in the storm, asleep in the pillow, in the stern, asleep. And they woke him up and said, Lord, teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? Verse 39. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Now watch me very well. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no, for you are. So there is evil, but you are. There is pain, but you are. There is shame, but who is? Focus, look at something here. The only way to see the way of escape out of trials is to focus on Christ in the midst of the trial. In the midst of the pain, of the problem, you must be focused on Christ, not on what is happening, not on the pain you are going through, because only him can help you out. Now I'll show you a mystery. They were moving and there was a storm. Bible says, and water entered the boat, and the boat was sinking. There was water in the boat. And if you read other versions, the apostles probably, they started taking buckets, right, removing water from the ship, from the boat, and pouring it out, because the boat was being full and was sinking. That is your mistake. That's what you are doing. They kept on removing water from the boat. You keep having pain in your heart. People keep rejecting you. You are left focusing on the rejection. So you are trying to change rejection, but it will never work. That's why you don't understand why. You sometimes, you will think you have handled something. After a while, it come back again. Sometimes you go through pain and you will cry, pray, and when you think it's over, it come back again. It always goes on because you are handling the water in the boat, not the wind. Then they woke up Jesus. Jesus woke up. There was water in the boat, but he spoke back to the wind. There was pain in the heart, shame in the life, poverty in the pocket. He didn't speak to it. He spoke to the wind. Remember the law. pain is more than a feeling, it's a season. The water in the boat is the feeling, the wind is a season. Why are you always rejected? Why do people always lie about you? Why is it hard for you to find love? You are only focusing on that thing, not knowing that there is a wind. So you are focusing on your heart. That's why you can't see far, because you are checking out your heart. Your heart is full of pain and bitterness. So much. Some people walk around with so much anger in their heart, so much bitterness. Why? Because of the bad things they have gone through. The news is you keep going through those things because you are focusing on the pain, not on the wind. Why? When the boat begins to sink, say no, all this problem, let me, Lord, forgive me, Lord. I ask for peace in my heart. After a while, come back again. Remember, I told you, you cannot fight dust in dry season. Neither can you fight rain, moth in rainy season. If it's rainy season, there will be moth. If the seasons change, the earth will change. If the season change, your heart will change. Don't be focusing on the pain you see in your heart. Focus on what is happening around you. What is bringing that pain is not in your heart. You keep thinking it's in your heart. Some people don't know what they cannot forgive, not knowing that it is not you. There is something which is happening. You must learn that if you must see a way of escape. They finally focus on Christ. They say, sir, we have been trying, no. We have been moving water. Christ said, no. It's not about praying for, I don't want to feel this pain again in my heart. Your marriage, rejection. The more you try, the more it's like, I don't know how to explain. It's like the trouble multiply. You try and handle things. You say, no, now I'm loving my husband. He still come again. You don't understand. My sister, it's not your heart. It's the wind. But you are only removing water from the boat. You are trying to remove the pain from your heart, not fighting what is putting pain in your heart. So the more you try to remove pain from your heart, the more you try to make yourself happy in your marriage without handling the wind, the seasons of your marriage, the more you get sad, the more sorrow increase, because you have not understood that until you handle what is bringing water into the boat, removing water from the boat is a useless effort, because you remove, it will enter again. That's why today your marriage, 1 week peace, next week trouble. But you don't like that. You come and say, no, you see, let us talk. You people talk for 8 hours. You people will arrange, trouble will still come. You know what? You are only removing water from your boat. You are not handling the wind. The more you do that, the more water comes again. Say, no, I've spoken to my wife. There are marriages, you don't want trouble to come, but trouble come. You may not have control over the beginning of a season, but you have control when the season will end. They did not choose when the wind will start, but Jesus chose when the wind will end. Don't focus on the water in the boat. Focus on the wind. Now from this year, I'll follow God. I'll not lie again. After 1 week, they go back. You know why? They are trying to remove water. They never check wind. We prophesy a new season today. Are you saying amen to that word? We prophesy a new season today. Amen. Sit down. Are you listening to what the Lord is saying here? Don't focus on the pain. Don't focus on the way you feel. Focus on the atmosphere. If the clouds be full of rain, stop focusing on your heart. Before you focus on your heart, you must check what is affecting your heart. Listen to what I'm saying. This will teach you to learn that if you do not master your environment will conquer your heart. You keep watching the same movies and you are wondering why they sleep with your dream. Keep removing water from the boat. You are praying, oh God, oh God. But you have not understood where it's at. You are still working with the same friends and you are wondering why you are still poor. And you pray against poverty. Remove water from the boat. We are not checking the wind, what is bringing that circumstance. But this is my point I want to present to you, child of God. He said, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me. You are with me. So who am I focusing on? Jesus. Even though you go through barrenness, is he there? Through pain, is he there? Through the death of a loved one, is he there? The silence of God is not the absence of God. You must find it in your heart to be conscious that he is there. So you will not try to seek solution in your wisdom, because your wisdom, the ability and the strength of man will fail, but only the grace of God will prevail. Stop trying to remove water from the boat. You will not walk. You need to handle the season. We prophesy a change of season. Let the season of pain come to an end now.
Amen.
Are you listening to me here? So what can I do? When you have handled the season, then you can handle the feeling. Then you can remove water from the boat. So what is the way of escape? I'll show you. Show me 1 Corinthians 13 verse 13. Those are the three things you need to escape, to bear whatever is happening to you. And now abide what? Faith, hope, and love. These three. But the greatest of these is what? Love. So there are three things. What? Number one, hope. Hope. Hope, faith, and love. Colossians 1:27. He said, Christ in me, the hope of glory. Child of God, the first way of escape out of every trial is what? Is hope. Hope is the fuel of life and the energizer to faith. When there is no hope, faith has no energy. You listen to me very well. No matter what happened to you, if your hope dies, you will follow. You must have hope. Hoping that even things will not end here. Are you following me here? You must have hope that I may not have anything now. Job said, I have lost everything. He said, but if there is still hope for a tree, if a tree be cut off, if the roots touch water, it will rise again. For I know that my Redeemer lives. Listen to a man's confession. There is still hope for a tree. If a tree is cut off, for if the roots touch water, it will spring again. That is hope. Hope when there's no. Romans chapter 4 verse 17 says and 18 says, and Abraham, show me that. He said Abraham hope against hope. Show me that scripture please. Romans 4:18. No, give me. Okay. Who contrary to hope, in hope believe. Look at that. Give me maybe NIV. Against all hope, Abraham in hope believe. So there is no believing without hope. Hope, expectation, hope. Friends, expect your life to get better. Every time you enter a trial, once you stop hoping that things will get better, you will stay there or you will die there. Keep your hope alive. You may not be able to pay rent. You may even be sick. But always your mom may say, I know one day I will stand in church and testify. There must be that hope. I know that one day. I know that one day. I know that one day. I know that one day I will testify. There must be hope. Before you speak of faith, talk of hope. You know they're hopeful by their language in times of trial. Job lost 7 children, lost everything he had, became sick, yet the man could still say there is hope for a tree. He was that tree. If the tree be cut off. Ruth was a widow. She followed Naomi. She said, your God will be my God. A widow got married around 60 years old. Sarah was barren. At 90, she conceived and gave birth to Isaac. Why? Hope. 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 Where is your hope? Where has your hope gone to? Where has your hope gone to? There must be hope. Before we speak of faith, we must speak of hope. That expectation. What is hope? Hope is an earnest expectation in your heart that is looking forward to a better day. That is hope. An earnest expectation in your heart. which makes you look forward to a better day. That no matter what I'm going through, there will be a better day. Child of God, I prophesy there will be a better day. But can I tell you something? No matter what I prophesy, until you start having hope. I say people will hope and know by the way they talk. If you don't have faith, please at least have hope. Have hope. 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 I don't know. Things will change. Just keep things will change. I will not be sick forever. I will not be barren forever. I will not be poor forever. Have hope. Have hope. And not just have hope. Have hope and let the world know your hope. Hope. And this thing, so the first thing you need in time of trial is hope. Listen to me. King brother, see cobra. If the devil quenches the flame of hope in your heart, he has terminated your destiny on the earth. If he quenches the flame of your hope, he has terminated your destiny. So if there's something you must keep alive in the midst of pain, that you are sleeping like this, you are feeling pain, just tell yourself, I know that one day I'll be fine. That's hope. I just, in your heart, hope is in the heart. I just know that you'll be fine. You must keep thinking, desiring. Don't say, look at when people don't have hope. The end has come. I don't die. I don't finish. Don't talk like that. These words are more than words. They can cover your life forever. I don't die. I don't finish. Anyhow, when people say anyhow, means hope is gone. Anyhow, anyhow. I don't get me. Anyhow, we go once. I don't get problem. There's no hope. Number 2 there is faith. Now, faith is now expressing your hope. Faith is whatever you do in action because of the hope you have in your heart. So there is faith now. First was hope. Number 2 is what? Faith. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. He said we walk by faith and not by sight. So under hope was Colossians 1 to 7. Under faith is 2 Corinthians 5 7. Someone say faith. Now this is the issue. Once you have hope, you must now go to faith. Now faith is now doing something. Because you have hope that your life will change. That's why you still pray. That prayer is what? Faith. You still come to church. What is that? Faith. So, but if you have hope and you stay at the level of hope, you are wrong. From hope, move to faith. It is hope that makes you still expect, but it is faith that makes you do something because you expect. Why you still pray? I pray because I have a hope, but that prayer is called faith. Can I tell you something? The Lord Jesus stepped into the boat of Peter in Luke chapter 5. The account is there. When Peter caught nothing the whole night, and the Lord said, cast your net for a catch. And the Lord said, Peter said, Lord, we have toiled all night, we have caught nothing. Nevertheless, because you say so, I will do it again. What is that? Hope. I will. When is faith? When he put it down. Hope means I will pray, I will worship. Faith is I worship. In the midst of the pain, I worship. In the midst of the trial, I pray. So faith is now action. Hope is expectation. Faith is action. So when you move from hope, enter faith. Let nothing kill your prayer. James 5:13 says, if any man is afflicted, let him pray. Let nothing kill your prayer. Let nothing kill your Bible reading. Let nothing kill your worship. In the midst of pain, Jesus, I love you. You know hope? Hope will tell you, Jesus, they here today for turn my story. That is hope. Jesus, they here today for wipe my tears away. Nothing all day where did Jesus no fit do? As I give my life for Jesus, ego, future, turn my story around. Oh, Jesus, they here today for turn my story around. Jesus, they here today for wipe my tears away. Nothing all day where did Jesus no fit do? As I give my life for Jesus, ego. Yeah. Yahweh go bless me. Yahweh go honor me. Yahweh go favor me. He go deliver me. Now that is hope. Yahweh go bless me. But faith now is after singing that song. You rise up and say, I am the light of the world. I am rich. I am strong. Not I will be strong. Faith possesses I am, not I will be. Hope says Yahweh. Faith says Yahweh has blessed me. Yahweh has honored me. So in the midst of the problem, a man with hope will say Yahweh go bless me. A man with faith will say Yahweh has blessed me. Now, but if you don't have the eyes of faith and you see a poor man singing Yahweh has blessed me, you may be tempted to laugh. Why? Because true faith always appears as foolishness to a carnal mind. Are you listening to me here? So you move from Yahweh will to Yahweh has. I am healed. That's faith. I will be healed. That's hope. I know that one day my life will change. That's hope. I know that the Lord has changed my life. That's faith. So faith enables a man possesses what he hopes for. And the third one, which is the greatest of all, is love. Yahweh has blessed me. Yahweh has favored me. Yahweh has honored me. He has delivered me. Yahweh has blessed me. Yahweh has honored me. Yahweh has favored me. He has delivered me. Show me Leviticus 19. Is somebody moving from hope to faith? Will God bless you? Will God bless you, or has God blessed you? Will he heal you, or has he healed you? By his stripes I will be. You see faith, I am. Allah Kabrade. Show me Leviticus 19 verse 16 to 18. Somebody say love. Now this is the greatest one. Read with me, everybody. Now hear what it says. Do not go about spreading slander among your people. He says do not be a gossiper. Now here, do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life. I am the Lord. Now verse 17, look at something. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly, so you will not share in his guilt. Verse 18. Do not seek revenge. Do not do what? Read that. Do not seek or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Let's stay there. Verse 18. Read it again. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Watch. Leviticus 19 verse 18 for this one. Love. The greatest thing that keep people in pain, in time of pain, is because they are holding on to the pain. Some people feel so bad that feeling bad begins to make them feel good. Can I explain? Naso my own thing and day. That's how they talk. They begin to find comfort in having an inferiority complex. Why? They have been captured by bitterness. So they are in a pain, a time of pain, and they are holding on to the pain because they are feeling good by the pain. There are people in marriage like that. They hold on to their pain. They say, nobody says my man will ever change. And anyhow, they are not people. They are holding on to their pain. There is a lot of pain in their heart. People have hurt them. So their only comfort they have, they cannot hurt the people back. What do? They hold on to the pain of the offense. So they have not forgiven their husband, they have not forgiven their wife, they have not forgiven their children. Till now, the pain is still in their heart. They don't want to let go. They like to sit down and cry about it. It makes them feel good to just sit down and cry. Why are you crying? I'm suffering. My husband is married, my wife does not. So they sit down and they cry. It makes them feel good to cry. They'll sit down and think about all the bad things that their husband done to them, or their wife, or their family, and they cry. They are holding on to the pain. Every time they feel good for crying. They hold on to the pain. They wake up. Keep holding on to that pain. That pain will bring you down to hell. Pain. Pain. He said the cure is love. He said you will not seek revenge. It means somebody have attacked you. He said neither shall you have a grudge in your heart, but you shall love him even when he has done what to you. Why? Because love is the only way to conquer the pain of an offense without desiring revenge for it. Stop holding on to pain. Pain is not a trophy. Don't hold on to it. The same issue you are talking about every day, it is a sign that you are holding on to the pain. You feel like you should not let go of it because what that person did to you was too big for you. No, you don't know what they did. If you keep saying you don't know what they did to me, you want to hold on to the pain because you feel like what they did to you is enough reason to hold on to the pain. But God says no, don't bear any grudge. If not, you will stay there. It's just okay. You don't know what they do for me. You don't know what they do. You don't know what they It's not a bad thing. I don't know what they do for you. Now see, if you hold on to that thing, it will keep you with instead of what they do for you. If you hold on to the pain, you will stay where your enemies kept you. Pain is not a trophy. That's a bitterness group. So even times when you want to release yourself, you feel like, okay, did my brother hurt me? I should trust him again. That pain in your heart will push him away. Oh, no trust. No, TV don't do you. No. Say, did my brother not come? He thought, I say, no, you don't know what you do for me. I'm trying to make him understand that I have a reason to be angry. But God is saying, no, instead, if I keep that anger against my friend, against my wife, against my husband, against my family, that anger will keep me in the moment of pain. If I have to be there for 1 day, I'll be there for 20 years until I understand that what has kept me in the pain is not Satan, is the bitterness in my heart. Because grudges is a chain that binds you to an offense and the offender. You are a slave. A slave to a neighbor who doesn't know that he insulted you. Somebody insult you and go, and you have become a slave to him in the spirit. Why? You always think he insulted me. Let that pain go. But no, you don't want to let it go. So some people have hope, they have faith, but they lack in love. Where there is no love, there will be grudges and bitterness. Let go of pain. Look at Cain. They brought offering to God, Cain and Abel, and God accepted the offering of Abel. Cain was so pained by that. Cain felt bad. Then Cain said, this is my brother Abel, I have to kill you. It is hard. Then God said, Cain, I saw that in your heart. You want to kill Abel. Don't do it. Cain was already gone. Too much he held on to it. He said, leave me. He left God's presence, went and killed Abel. Then God came and said, Cain, what have you done? Where is your brother? Even at that point, no regret. I'm not my brother's keeper. I want to show what happens when a man holds on to pain. Then God said, hey, leave my presence. And Cain said, my punishment is too hard for me. You have just killed your brother. You, God did not kill you. Pain. You know what happened to Cain? He held on to the pain of that rejection, and he made him see his brother as an enemy. Bitterness will change your concept of people's action. You will always interpret their action as if they are fighting you. If somebody is angry with me as I'm preaching now, he think I'm preaching by him. Your anger will interpret what I'm doing to be provoking you, and I don't even know that you have a problem with me. Be careful of pain. He said the only way is love, because love conquers all. Thou shalt not hate your neighbor. You shall not bear grudge. Only love. Friend, why do you say love? Because it is impossible to forgive if there is no love. Because forgiveness is the greatest expression of the presence of love in your heart. Stop holding on to pain. There are families today, they cannot talk. Pain. You did. No, you are holding on to the pain. Every time you keep remembering what people did to you is a sign that you are still holding on to that pain. Don't talk about it. Let it go. Set yourself free. Why will you change yourself by yourself? And there's something about this bitterness. When it's in your heart, you cannot embrace new opportunities. Because any new opportunity, you see it in the light of the old one. And this is why I want to say something here. In this aspect of love, he said love your neighbor. But the Bible says love your neighbor as yourself. Which means if you don't love your neighbor, if you don't love yourself, you cannot love. So what is the real problem? It's not that you hate your neighbor. You don't love yourself. You are still angry that you did abortion. You are holding to the pain. So you feel like you are suffering because you did abortion. That's your mistake. You are still angry that before you stole, you lied, you did fornication. Friends, listen to me very well. Until you are able to forgive yourself, you will never be free from a moment of pain. Because if you have not forgiven yourself, how shall you forgive your wife? How shall you forgive your brother? How shall you forgive your friend? So inability to forgive your neighbor is a sign that you have not forgiven yourself in Christ. You are still angry with yourself. You still hate yourself. Please don't hate yourself for your own good. Don't hate yourself. Love God. Love yourself. Then love your neighbor. If you don't love God, you can't love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love. Now this is my problem I want to tell you. Stop holding to your mistakes of the past. It's not a trophy. All those mistakes you made, there are times you sit down, the devil will want to bring remembrance of them. Refuse to remember. Why? Remember what I said, if you keep remembering your mistakes, you are holding on to the pain of it. There are people that hate themselves. I did abortion, I fornicated, I was a liar, I was a thief, I was an armed robber. That they are in that moment of pain and they're holding it. I was. So unconsciously they are expecting a judgment from God. Unconsciously they are expecting evil. They feel like, well, I don't merit me any good thing. I was a sinner. All those things you are saying, you are keeping yourself in problem. If you must come out of this pain, out of temptation, before speaking of loving your neighbor. So when we say love, it's love God, love yourself and love your neighbor. Under love, these three things are there. You must love God, you must love yourself. How do I know that you love yourself? When you are forgiving yourself. We have all done things that we don't want to remember. Be careful of remembering them. We all have episodes in our life we wish they were edited from our stories. Friend, they wrote the Bible. God made people write that David slept with Bathsheba and killed Uriah. Why did God not ask those people to move that part? Why was it still written though it was a bad thing? That's one of the bad things that David did. Why did God not say, okay, don't write this part, don't cover David? Why did God allow us to read that David slept with a man's wife and killed a man? Remember, if it was not written, we will never know it. Why did God allow them to write that Abraham slept with Hagar? Why must it be written that Samson died because he slept with Delilah? Why did God write it? Because we should know that we all have moments in our life where we make mistakes, but our mistakes don't define us. It's our reaction to our mistakes that define us, not the mistakes. We have all done things that we hate. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Embrace God's plans for your life. Embrace your future. Look ahead to a better day. Accept. Listen to me. If not, hear me well. The devil will torment you. You want to pray, he will torment you and say, you sinner, fake. And you will stay in sin until you acknowledge that I made a mistake. Please, if the devil will say, yes, I fornicated, God has shown me mercy. Anything again, he will not tell you again. But if he tells you, say, where? Oh, God is still vexed with me. You have entered the trap. They call it self-pity, inferiority complex. People who can say, after all, I've been a who. Don't talk like that. You be somebody because Christ is inside you. You are not a nobody. But sometimes the devil makes you think that by reason of your mistakes you have become a nobody. No, it is not your works that make you somebody. It is the spirit that is in you. If Christ be in you, you are a somebody. If, listen to me, if despite all your mistake, all your sin, yet the Holy Ghost enters you, why have you not forgiven yourself? If God God accepted you despite all your mistakes. The Holy Ghost has not left you. Why are you condemning yourself when God says it's okay, I've shown you mercy? Friend, there are many bad things we do that we don't plan. Sometimes you want to be a perfect husband, then you make mistakes. Sometimes you want to be a perfect wife, you don't want to speak. Sometimes it happens, you just make a mistake. Those things are part of existence. There is nothing you can pray about it. Sometimes you pray to be the best father, the best mother. You want to take it, and it happens sometimes you make mistakes. It happens that you make mistakes. That's why God said everything works together for the good. For who? For those that love God. For those that love God, everything works for their good. Not for everyone. So there are many mistakes that are made that are not planned. Sometimes we just want to be good pastors. It happens that as I'm preaching, I can say something which offends somebody. It was not my plan. There are many things you do that we don't plan. You want to be a good wife, a good husband, a good child. You just want you to be a good person, but bad things happen to you. It was not your plan. You too, you make mistakes. It was not also your plan. You find yourself saying things that you never thought you will say. It does not mean that is who you are. Peter never planned to deny Jesus. It happened in a moment of temptation. Yet Jesus came back and said, Peter, go and feed my sheep. When Jesus came back, he didn't say, Peter, I told you, you see. I told you that you deny me. You say you deny me. I'm not ashamed. You denier. Did Jesus say that? Did he remind him of the error? Just say, Peter, there is work. Go and feed my sheep. Peter will say, Lord, you just came. There is work. Go and feed my sheep. It's as if that act will never happen. You know why the Lord did not speak about it? Because Peter prayed for forgiveness. Whatever you ask God to forgive you, God will never remind you of it again. That's how God operates. So if God forgets it, why do you remember it? Now, it is this same kind of love that God wants us to show our neighbor in times of trial. Know this thing very well. When you are going through a trial, Satan may put certain men on the way. Their work is to offend you and distract you. That's their work. To just provoke you. Don't focus on them. Focus on Christ. Continue your way. They can come as friends. They can come even as church workers. They can come as close people. There will do things that will give you pain. That is why Satan put them there. That is also why God allowed them to be there. So he can test your love. So when those things happen, as a wise Christian who is spiritually minded, you just like say, Satan, I know what you are doing. You are trying to distract me. When the devil sees that you focus too much on Christ, he will make a man offend you so you can focus on that man. The time you are spent thinking about Jesus, you start thinking about your neighbor. This mama insulted me. This mama insulted me. In the morning, this mama insulted me. In the night, mama, you insulted me. You know what mama tell me? You don't yet to tell me. The time which I will be talking about Jesus, I'm talking about what this mama said. When the devil sees that you are focused on Christ, it makes men offend you so you can be focused on men, not on God. But God forbid we are wise. We will not focus on men. Prophet, you are a fool. No challenge. I don't care. I know what Satan is trying to do. Because you know, sometimes you can sit down there. How did mama coach me? I don't know what to say. Spending hours thinking. For all they cost me. Child. This is time I'll be thinking about Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about what she did to me. So she has already taken the place of Jesus in my heart. I said, but we are wise. Whether it's your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, your friend, no matter who they are, never forget this. When the devil sees you are too focused on Christ, he will bring a man that can offend you. Because Satan wants to distract you. The wife of Job said, now wait till curse God and die. Job laughed and replied, why are you talking like a foolish man? Bible says the fool says in his heart there is no God. He was saying, my wife, this is not you talking now. Anyway, shift. I refuse to. Am I start fighting? I should curse God, you bad woman. So you owe me for my money. He did not fight with her. Instead, from chapter 3 to chapter 42, Job began talking about God. He didn't speak about his wife again. Don't think about your enemies. No, think about Jesus. And that is the way of escape. Jesus, there today. Rise on your feet.